Okay. You never know about the Wi-Fi's at these schools.
Well, that's probably true too. Yes, you're right. I never thought about that.
Yep, we're always at the mercy of the internet.
Yeah, you got that right. And Ben, you got some schools out in the country too, and that doesn't help you either.
All right, so
Okay.
now this thing right here,
Okay.
push it down. Now you can maneuver
Move
it.
it any way I want. Okay.
But you want to pretty much stay. Now we'll push it up to lock it.
Okay.
It looks
I want
like.
to be able to stay and make it even.
Yeah. So now you just got to do that.
Okay. I can do that.
So I'll let you. You might get. If you need to adjust your seat, slide over.
Yeah, I can slide over. Either way.
There you go. Adjust the tripod.
Yeah, I got it.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Okay.
And then just make sure every now and then if it goes in that
the
corner,
score.
make sure you take it in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah, and now and then. Okay.
Yeah. The
And
main
every
thing is
so
just-
often get the scoreboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it, baby. Especially at the end of quarters and timeout.
No
And
problem.
then periodically, you just during the game, you might
Yes. Hop up there.
But into quarters and timeouts always.
Okay.
Now,
I can do
when
that.
I'll open the show.
Okay.
I'll probably maybe even stand because I'll stand right in front of here.
Okay.
And I'll open up. And after I get done open, when I start to come around to sit down, go back on the court.
Okay.
With either warm-ups on this, mainly Newcastle warm-ups.
Okay.
You know, so once I start to walk around, just go to Newcastle warm-ups. If neither team's out here, you can go to the scoreboard and just do something to take it off me while I sit
Okay.
That's really it, my friend.
Okay.
I got a Coke for you.
Wait,
you
thank
drink
you.
Coke?
Yeah, I can have Coke and anything. Pick the right kind. Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. Now, let me finish going there.
Eli Bishop for 2.
Okay, this is going to be our first sound check from Mississinewa High School. Lorenzo Bedford doing a sound check in preparation for the Newcastle Trojans taking on the Mississinewa Indians here in Grant County, Indiana. Okay, second sound check. Lorenzo Pettiford live from Grant County, Indiana. We are doing a sound check on the Nash 1025 app and Nash FM 1025.com. The Newcastle Trojans have made the trip here to Gas City, Indiana to take on the Indians. Sound check one, sound check one. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Lorenzo Pettiford from Mississinewa High School in Gas City, Indiana.
Good evening, Trojan basketball fans, and welcome to Game 9 for your 3-5 Matt Luce-led Newcastle Green Mean Fighting Trojan Machine. The Trojans put together 4 solid good quarters of basketball last night, taking care of the Knights of Northeastern 62-47. Tonight, they have made their 3rd road trip of the season here to Gas City, Indiana, to take on the 3-7 Indians of Mississinewa and their head coach, Jeff Brooks. The Trojans want to complete the doubleheader weekend by going 2-0 in the new year in 2026. They'll have to play 4 solid quarters again to get that feat done, and they'll have to do it against the Indians on their home court. It's the Indians hosting our Trojans on the Nash 1025 app, NashFM1025.com, and of course streaming on YouTube. Just simply type in the NC Trojans Report. Lorenzo Pettiford live from Mississinewa High School as this game will be getting underway in just about 8 minutes or so. And this Newcastle Trojans basketball team felt pretty good at what they accomplished last night after a 2-week break. They came out last night and only committed 4 turnovers. They really took care of the basketball. They really played a good team style of basketball, and head coach Matt Luce was happy with their performance last night. But now, will that performance travel? We'll find out here in about 8 minutes or so. We'll tip this thing off, and we hope our Trojans have brought their A game on the road to take on the 3-7 Indians of Mississinewa. As always, I had a chance to sit down with the head skipper himself, Matt Luce, and talk about the big win last night at home and preview tonight's matchup against the Indians. And here's how our conversation went.
Time to talk to the head coach of our Newcastle Trojans. Coach, what a way to start the year, baby. 62-47 against Northeastern. You opened up 2026 the way you wanted to.
Yeah, fun way to start the season. After 2 hard weeks of practice, and our guys just showed a lot of improvement, and they were ready to play. And I actually think we had a great crowd. When you play in a 9,000-seat arena, it was a great crowd, enthusiastic crowd, and I think they see the enthusiasm and the hard work our guys are putting in.
I talked to you and also Jason Williams, your assistant coach, about a possible sluggish start, having those 2 weeks off, not playing any competition. To me, it was just the opposite. You guys obviously had some good practices. I wrote down several words after the game last night. Teamwork, passing, chemistry, effort, playing together. All those things on my scorecard was an A last night.
Well, thank you. I mean, those are all the coaching cliches that every coach wants, but it's what we're preaching. We're preaching, hey, care more about your teammates and yourself. We're preaching rebound, take care of the ball, and just play together. I think we had 4 or 5 turnovers last night against a switching man-to-man zone defense. We're just trying to get better. It wasn't just the Mason Miller show. It was all 3 of our seniors. I really thought Maddox Melton and Braylon Bennett had a great game.
Yeah.
And I'm just proud of our guys.
Yeah, you had 4 players in double digits. And really, Melton had 8. He's right there knocking on the door. But then Turner, Bennett, and Miller all in double digits. And Sturgis probably would have got there if he didn't get in foul trouble. He ended the game with 6. But just a good team win last night.
Yeah, again, we're just trying to get better. And it sure helps when you win 1-2. But it'll be a whole different game tonight. A lot of man-to-man press, a lot of quickness. And it'll really put our principles on the line. Can we stay in front of people? Can we rebound? And can we take care of that ball?
Mason Miller, I thought, was just special again. He doesn't force a lot. He only had 3 points in the first quarter, hit a couple threes in the second quarter. So he was in a halftime locker room with 9 points. But in the second half, he really came out and took charge and took what was there.
He did. And again, we expected a Mason. He's played about 50 varsity games. And he's probably seen about 250. So we're proud of him, but it's more than just scoring. Mason's being a great leader, playing defense and taking care of that ball.
Tonight, you're on the road again for only the third time, Coach, and this will be the first road test in 2026. You're going against the Mississinewa Indians, coming with a record of 3-7 under their third-year coach, Josh Brooks. What do we know about the Indians? What's going to be some of the keys?
Quickness and their depth, and they got a great sophomore guard. But most importantly for us, it's staying with what the Newcastle Trojans are trying to do. We're trying to take great shots, play together, get it inside out, and again, just making sure we get great possessions. And it'll really challenge us, but this is one that we need to continue to build on and get better.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Lorenzo.
That's head coach Matt Luce of our Green Mean Fighting Trojan Machine. And as always, we're going to continue with more of our pregame show on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and the video stream on YouTube. Just simply go to the NC Trojans Report. And those were the comments of the head skipper of our Newcastle Trojans, Matt Luce. And again, after having 2 weeks off and not playing, a lot of teams will have a holiday tournament or at least one game somewhere they'll try to fit in during the holidays to just keep a little bit of the rust off, but not this year. The Newcastle Trojans had 2 straight weeks in a day to just work on things and develop a better team chemistry and to get to understand Coach Luce's philosophy even that much more. He comes in his first year really directing and instructing his team on what he expects for them each practice and, more importantly, in each game. And they are all starting to grasp their roles, their responsibility, and the leadership out there by the seniors. You'll hear Coach Luce talk about those seniors and their leadership quite a bit. And I tell you, I was impressed. Some people say, well, Northeastern is not that good of a team. They're a well-coached team. They're a well-balanced team. They mixed up a lot of different defenses, and yet Newcastle only had 1 turnover in the first quarter, none in the second quarter, and I think 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth. So they finished with 4, or maybe 2 in the fourth. That's what it was. 1 in the third and 2 in the fourth. So they finished the game with only 4 turnovers. And the other key opponent in any basketball game is how well you shoot it. The Trojans did a good job with their field goal selections and knocking down shots. And then in the money quarter, when it all counts, I think the Trojans were up by as many as 9, or it might have been around that 9 to 11 point lead that they had throughout the ball game. In the fourth quarter, Northeastern had to start fouling the Trojans, and Newcastle stepped up to the free throw line and made 7 out of 10 in the fourth quarter. They only shot 12 the entire ball game. They were 9 out of 12, but in that money quarter with the little bit of tightness, you got to knock them down to keep that lead. They stepped up and went 7 out of 10, knocked down some big free throws to secure that lead. Then they went on to win easily 62-47. Leading the way last night was Mason Miller with 26 points. Braylon Bennett added 12. Elijah Turner did not start, but he came off the bench and contributed right away with 6 points in the first quarter. A couple of the field goals in the second and the fourth. He finished with 10 points. Maddox Melton had 8. And Ryan Sturgis, who was in foul trouble throughout the ball game, didn't get to play a lot, but he still contributed 6 points last night. So tonight, the road test will be here in Gas City, Indiana, as the Newcastle Trojans will play the Mississinewa Indians for their first road test here to start off the new year. And this Indians team has got some talent. They got a talented sophomore in Ravion Fetz, who's averaging just under 16 points a ball game. Then he's got a supporting cast of Seth Yoder, Dakota Hill, and Trent Van Landing, all averaging close to 10 points a ball game. They're all averaging about 8.5. So they can cause problems if they get to play their style of basketball. So we are about set for the national anthem. So what we're going to do is take a timeout And when we come back from this break, we'll do the starting lineups and start tonight's basketball game. The Indians hosting our Trojans on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and you can see our video stream. Just go to the NC Trojans Report on YouTube. NC for Newcastle Trojans Report. Back with the starting lineups right after this.
The nose. Playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
And back we are here in Gas City, Indiana. Mississinewa High School will be the setting for tonight's matchup. The 3-7 Indians hosting our 3-5 Trojans. We'll start off with the starting lineups. First of all, for the Indians, they'll start Ravion Fetz, averaging 15 points and 4 rebounds a game. He wears number 2. Number 20 is Seth Yoder, 8 points, 3 rebounds a game. Number 23 is Trent Van Landingham, 8 points, 3 rebounds a game. Number 22 is Quentin Swanner. He's a junior, averaging 5 points and 2 rebounds a game. And round out their starting 5 will be number 50, Trey Van Landingham, 4 points, 4 rebounds a game. For our Newcastle Trojans, it'll be the same starting lineup that head coach Luce had last night, averaging 16 points a ball game, is number 4, the 6'1 senior, Mason Miller. Number 22 is a 6-foot junior, Braylon Bennett, 9 points, 3 rebounds a game. Number 10 is Maddox Melton, the 5'9 sophomore, 6 points and 1 rebound per contest. Number 3 is Ryan Sturgis. He's a 6'1 junior, and he's averaging 7.5 points and 3 rebounds a game. And round out the starting 5 is Lucas Eaton, the 6'3 senior, 1.2 rebounds a game. So it's Eaton, Sturgis, Melton, Bennett, and Miller, your starting 5 for head coach Matt Luce. The 3 men wearing the black and white uniforms, Robert Bontrager, Brett Patrick, and Michael Grunman. So Newcastle in their road green tonight. The Mississinewa Indians are in their home white, trimmed in red. Newcastle traveling green, trimmed in white. The ball's in the center circle, and we are set. It will be controlled by the Trojans. And here is the first offensive touch. Melton with the rock. Left side, he'll go to Miller. The Indians will open up in a man-to-man defense. Bennett on the left wing. Now he'll go left corner to Melton. Matt Luce up already, giving instructions to his team. Miller's looking inside, nothing there. He'll back it all the way out to the Mississinewa emblem, the big M. Right side, he'll go to Bennett. Eaton to Miller. He will shoot a three that is short. Rebound will come down to the Indians. Here's their first offensive touch, and Swanner's got it. Swanner will go to the right side and give it to Trent Van Landingham. Now it is Trey over to Swanner. Swanner, free throw line area, gives it to Fetz. Fetz driving, almost walked, kicks it back out to Swanner. Trojans in their sticky man-to-man defense. Here is Van Landingham throwing a pass to his brother, and that's a little bit too high and strong. That's their first turnover of the ballgame. So here's Eminem Mason Miller walking it across the timeline for our Trojans. We are scoreless, and Miller was going to launch a three that goes down deep but spins out. Here's Fetz with it. He's looking to penetrate down the right side of the lane. He goes no good. Van Landingham with an offensive rebound. But I think that whistle was a little late, and Fetz, yes, it was late, will be going to the line to shoot two. Fetz shooting 79% on the season, 11 out of 14. And he will miss his first. That first foul was on Braylon Bennett for the Newcastle Trojans. Fetz will have one more, and he hits. 1 out of 2 in that set. And the first points will go to the Indians. They lead 1-0. 6:30 in the opening quarter. Lorenzo Pettiford. And my cameraman is not Ryan James, but Dad has stepped in. Mr. James, the boss of the family, as I call him, doing a great job for us, running the camera. Ben is going to launch a three from the right side. That is off the mark, and the rebound will be the Indians. Fetz across the timeline. Stop, start, now goes left corner to Van Landingham. He'll try the left baseline, turn around 10-footer. Tough shot, no good. And Newcastle has their first offensive rebound, or defensive rebound, I should say. That pass was deflected off of Swanner. It will stay Newcastle basketball. And into the lineup is Elijah Turner. Turner did not waste any time when he made it into the game last night, scoring 3 field goals in the opening quarter. Here's a pass that will go off Miller and be a turnover for Newcastle. They only had 4 last night. They get 1 here in the opening quarter. 1-0 is your score. Indians basketball. Here's Yoder on the left wing area. Now to Fetz. Fetz gets a pick from Van Landingham, but goes the opposite way and will lay it off the glass and score. Ravion Fetz. Only a sophomore. Good quickness out there for that young fella. Put it on display there. This pass will be knocked out of bounds and stay Trojans basketball. Bennett will inbounds. He does to Miller. 3-0 is your score. Newcastle looking for their first points of the ball game. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play, opening quarter. Sturgis. Bennett's three, right side, is off the mark, and the Indians have another rebound. They quickly push it down the court, and Yoder's attacking. He will miss it, and Newcastle gets that rebound. Nice take by Yoder, just did not get the friendly roll. Melton backs it out, tells Miller to move, and he'll get the offense set. Pick from Turner. Now he will go to Sturgis. Left wing Miller. Three's in the air. Off the mark. And Bennett with a good rebound. Goes to Sturgis in the right corner. Sturgis tries to penetrate. Now will kick it out. Trojans with their third rebound of the first quarter. Miller driving left side. Kicks it out to Sturgis. Top of the key. Indians defense is causing a little bit of problems for this Trojans offense. Turner. Melton dribbles to the top of the key area. Now goes right wing to Sturgis. There's Turner inside, operating on the right block. Back out to Sturgis, and it's missed. 5th rebounds for the Indians. Newcastle is yet to score. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the opening period. There's going to be a turnover on the Indians as Swanner drugged that pivot foot. That is their second turnover. Got a sub coming in. It's going to be Mendoza checking in, and M&M, Mason Miller, will get a rare breather. He won't be out long. Melton across the timeline, dribbles to the right wing, gets a pick from Mendoza, doesn't use it though. He'll go to Turner, top of the key, left wing, it's Braylon Bennett. Mendoza to Bennett. Now Turner at the free throw line, looking to drive, gets cut off. Bennett has it on the left wing. Turner will set a pick for him. Now Mendoza, right side to Sturgis. Indians defense, man-to-man, has been sticky. Maddox Melton, a couple pump fakes, but he won't launch. Here's Mendoza to Bennett. Bennett trying the right baseline, gets cut off. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Turner's free throw shot is partially blocked. And here come the Indians with it. That will count as a turnover. Newcastle second in the quarter. Miller will be checking in on the next dead ball. Fetz on a take, and he will score. That's the second drive down the left side of the lane, and head coach Matt Luce said, I've seen enough of this. I need to call a timeout. Indians lead 5-0, 2:33 left in the opening quarter. Back after this timeout.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory is going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and...
Back to action we go. Lorenzo Pettiford sitting midcourt here at Mississinewa Gymnasium, Gas City, Indiana. The Indians off to a decent start on their home court. They lead 5-0. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first period. Trojans still looking for a point number 1, 2, or a 3 with a trifecta. Elijah Turner checked out after that timeout. He'll be going right back in. Under the 2-minute mark we go, opening quarter. Bennett with the basketball. Now Mendoza. High left side, it is Miller. He'll back it all the way out. And now set the offense again. He's got a double screen up top. Miller will drive down the right side. He gets bumped. The official on the baseline wasn't going to call that, but the one up top here did. And as long as one of them calls it, but I thought the one on the baseline that had the closer view would call it. Nonetheless, that foul will go against the Indians. Swanner, that's their first and his first, the team's first. Melton, top of the key 3, off the mark, and Yoder's got the rebound for the Indians. And then Newcastle in the backcourt will commit a foul. Elijah Turner, trying to get that rebound, will commit his first. You know, here in this gymnasium, it's one of those gyms that, and I'm not making any excuses at all, but the rim is not, with the background of the white and red, and of course the rim being an orangish red, it's kind of in the band. It's just not one that you can pick up the rim, say, at some gymnasiums. And again, not making any excuses, but it's not a background shooter-friendly background is what I'm trying to say. Number 50, Trey Van Landenham will check out. Dakota Hill will check in. Number 21, he is a junior. By the way, there were no programs. I can't give you heights on any of the Indian players. They did not print any programs. They had trouble with their printer, they said. So Miller driving from the right baseline into the paint draws another foul. He was in the act of shooting. That was on Trent Van Landingham, number 23 of the Indians. So Miller, the 85% free throw shooter, going to the line where he is successful on his first attempt. Last night he was 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe. And he'll have one more. Newcastle finally, with a minute and 4 seconds left in the opening period, Miller hits 2 free throws. Here's the Indians with the basketball. Top of the key, that is Swanner. Right side to Fetz. Top of the key, Trent Van Landingham. Left side to Swanner. Now Fetz with it. I'm impressed with this Indians team early. They move the ball well. They don't take bad shots so far, as Swanner missed from the left corner. Josh Brooks doing a good job from what I see, working that sideline, talking to his player, the head coach of the Indians. Here's Newcastle trying to get their first field goal here in the opening quarter. So far, with 12 seconds now, they just have the 2 free throws. Will they get a field goal in the opening quarter? 5 seconds. Sturgis will launch a deep one off the mark. Indians will rebound, and that's how the first quarter will end. On the scoreboard, the Newcastle Trojans have made the trip here to Gas City, Indiana, and they only put up 2 free throws in the first quarter. They trail 5-2. We'll take a timeout and come back with start of second quarter action. You are listening to Trojans basketball on the Nash 102.5 app, Nash FM 102.5.com, and streaming on YouTube. Just go to the NC Trojans Report.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
And back we are to action. First possession of the second quarter. The Indians have the pumpkin. Fetz, free throw line jumper, off the mark, no good. And Maddox Melton with the rebound. He brings it across the timeline. Trojans did not score a field goal in the first quarter. First time that has happened in, I can't say when. It's been years. Sturgis, long three, no good, but there's, Elijah Turner, rebound, put back, and then he misses. Miller gets another opportunity, and he will get fouled. I think Elijah Turner's even surprised he missed that rebound, put back basket, but Miller was there, Johnny on the spot, to get another offensive rebound. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 more. This one is up and good. That foul was on Yoder, his first, the team's first in the second quarter. Miller 3 for 3. The 85% free throw shooter will have one more. Make it 4 for. I thought that was down. He will miss. He's 3 out of 4. 5-3 is your score. It's a good thing the Indians are struggling on the offensive end as well. All 5 of the points are by this fella right here. Fetz with a beautiful quick spin move off that left block. He's got all 7 of the Indians' points, so it's Fetz 7 and Miller 3. The 2 leading scorers for each team. battling out. Right now, Fetz has got the advantage. Here's Miller's three from the right wing. It's good. Eminem, he shoots 28% from out there. And I'm telling you, that will rise by the end of the year. Nice block by Elijah Turner. Yoder gets his own block shot, goes back up, and was fouled. So Yoder will be going to the line for the first time tonight. That foul will be on Ryan Sturgis. That's his first, the team's first here in the second quarter. Yoder going to the line for the first time. 9 out of 15 on the season. That is 60%, and he will miss his first free throw attempt. Yoder will have one more. This one is off the mark and long rebound. Newcastle had it, and Turner with the wild pass, but goes to a teammate. Miller with the rock. Melton, left baseline drive. Back out to Mason, a little bit too strong. Here's Fetz, a left baseline drive, and he will score another one. He's been tearing up the Trojans on the left side. All 4 of his field goals have come from the left side. He does have 1 out, 2 free throws as well. So all 9 points going to Fetz. Here's Bennett's 3 off the mark. And a hustling Miller will pull down that offensive rebound. Give it to Bennett. Out to Melton. Top of the key, Sturgis is 3 good. That is the Trojan strength right there, is knocking down the trifectors. And now Newcastle has tied this thing up at 9 with 5:25 to play in the first half. This is Weaver who has checked in for the Indians. He gives it to number 24, who's also checked in. Dalen Davis hits a trifecta. Davis is a senior, coming off the bench and contributing for the Indians. Back to a 3-point lead for Mississinewa, 12-9. Under the 5-minute mark we go, left in the first half. On the next dead ball, Mississinewa will send in Trent Van Landingham. Miller trying to penetrate, gets cut off early. Almost air dribbled there. 4:40 left in the quarter. Miller on a take from the right side, gets body bumped a couple times by Fetz. That's Ravion Fetz first and the team's second here in the second quarter. Both Van Landinghams have made it in, Trey and Trent. Going out for Newcastle, it's Mason Miller and Elijah Turner. Checking in is Luke Mendoza and Lucas Eaton. So out there for the Trojans, it's Bennett with the pumpkin. Eaton setting the pick. Mendoza now catches a pass, almost couldn't handle it. Sturgis has now got it. And he will step on that sideline, and Melton is the other Trojan that's out there. Miller got maybe 5 seconds of rest. He'll be right back in, and Melton will check out. 12-9 is your score. Second quarter, 4:28 to play. Lorenzo Pettiford and Dwayne is running our camera. We so much appreciate Dwayne stepping in for Ryan James, the father of Ryan. Dwayne said that's where Ryan gets all of his good looks from, but I don't know. I think Mom might have something to say about that. Here is a 3 by Fetz off the mark, and Mendoza pulls down the 8th rebound for our Trojans. Each team with only 2 turnovers. They both came in the opening quarter, although I did miss Mississinewa's one earlier. They've got one in the second quarter because Sturgis stepped on that sideline over there. So Newcastle has 3. Every now and then I miss 1 or 2 here and there. Lucas Eaton, right side to Sturgis, doing the play-by-play, keeping stats. It can be challenging, but it's fun for this old man. 3:25 left in the first half. Newcastle has yet to have a lead. They tied it at 9. Mendoza, left baseline drive, right corner pass to Sturgis, partially blocked, and the Indians will come away with it. That will count as a turnover. Fourth for the Trojans, 2 in each quarter. And the Indians tried to throw it away, but they get a lucky bounce back to Fetz. Van Landingham's three off the side of the rim, no good. That was a little scary. So Maddox Melton, Elijah Turner will be checking in on the next dead ball. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. Miller, pull up three, just short. That looked good all the way. It was one line from my angle, just a little short. Trent Van Landingham, nice change of direction. Headed to the top of the key, then quickly burst down the left side of the lane to draw that contact. I believe that's going to be on Eaton, number 20. Yep, Owen Eaton, that's his first. Indians basketball underneath their own basket. They get it in the Yoder, in the paint, turnaround shot up, good. Nice strong move by Yoder. And
30-second timeout.
Matt Luce is going to call a 30-second timeout. We'll keep this one here and take care of our good sponsors like Duty Calls Plumbing, 490 Indiana Avenue in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. They're family-owned and operated, folks. And if you need high-quality and expert plumbing solutions, then you just got to call Duty Calls Plumbing, 765-310-1333. Pipe repair, faucet installation, shower installation, plumbing leaks, call the experts at Duty Calls Plumbing. And, of course, McDonald's is right there at 1720 South Memorial Drive in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. They got those tasty breakfast sandwiches, delicious burgers, world-famous fries, all that and more at McDonald's, 1720 South Memorial Drive, again, in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. So the Trojans are down 5, 14-9. Miller will come across the timeline at the 2-minute and 15-second mark left in this first half. Bennett on the right wing, top of the key to Turner. Turner will hand off to Miller. Right side to Bennett. Inside to Elijah. Right corner pass to Mendoza. Under the 2-minute mark we go in the first half. Trojans have 2 field goals. They were both 3 balls and 3 free throws by Miller. That's their 9 points. Newcastle came in averaging 50 points a ball game. They'll be hard-pressed to get to that number tonight. Almost a turnover. Turner will save it. 1:30 now left in the first half. Indians with this sticky man-to-man defense. Mendoza on a take, loses it. That's going to be a turnover. Here comes Swanner with it. Turnaround from the left block is good. Quentin Swanner gets his first field goal of the ball game. He averages 5 points per contest with 1:18 left in the first half. Sturgis will check in and Mendoza will check out. Trojans down 7, 16-9. Got to find some offensive chemistry that was so prevalent last night at home. And so far on the road, that chemistry and passing and teamwork just hasn't been at the same level that it was last night. And you got to give the Indians some credit for that. Miller's 3 from way out there, no good. Rebound Indians. And under 50 seconds now left in the first half. Josh Brooks may put this in the deep freeze. 40 seconds now and go for 1. Let's see how the Indians handle it. Fetz with the pumpkin. Under 30 seconds we go. They seem to be content to pass the ball around the perimeter and like I said, go down, run this clock down for the final shot. We're at 15 seconds, so they want to say, hey, the worst case scenario, we'll go in the halftime locker room with a 7-point lead. If they score, of course, it could be as high as 10. A regular field goal would make it 9. 3 seconds, Fetz. Oh, might have took an extra step, and he will get away with it. Matt Luce not happy, and Fetz will score his 6th point in the quarter, 11 in the first half to lead all scorers. And the Indians are in their halftime locker room with a 9-point lead, 18-9. Wow, the Trojans held to 9 points in this first half, 2 in the first quarter and 7 in the second quarter. The Indians only scored 5 points themselves in the first quarter, but able to get untracked a little bit more in the second quarter, putting up 14. So 19-9 is your halftime score. We'll take our halftime timeout break, and we'll come back, look at some NFL scores that are going on. The Bucks trying to hang on to that lead, and I believe that game is over. We'll check that between them and the Panthers. And then also tonight, you'll have the Seahawks at the 49ers, a big game there going on. We'll look at some college basketball, all that and more in our halftime show. You are listening to Newcastle Trojans basketball on the Nash 1025 app, NashFM1025.com, and our video stream. It's on YouTube. Just type in NC Trojans Report. Back with our halftime show after these timeouts.
High school. More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
A tree can be a warrior. battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees. Millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org. Get on board.
The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing it. I love you always, Mom. Inspire kids to do at 4h.org.
Back we are. Mississinewa High School is the setting for Saturday night basketball for our Newcastle Trojans. Trojans won last night against Northeastern 62-47 and looked pretty impressive doing it. Here on the road at Mississinewa, they have struggled to put the ball in the hoop. They scored two free throws by Mason Miller in the opening quarter, and that was it. The good news is the Indians only put up 5 points in the opening quarter, so the Indians led 5-2 at the end of one, with Newcastle not even scoring a field goal. In the second quarter, the Trojans put 2 field goals in the basket. They were both 3 balls, and then Miller went 1 out of 2 from the line in the second quarter, and that is their 7 points in the second quarter. The Indians were able to put up 13 points in the second quarter, and they lead 18-9 here at the half. Quick look at the NFL game going on. It is, oh boy, now my phone just decided to go out on me. The Buccaneers do win a tight one over the Panthers, 16-14. So the Buccaneers will be in the playoffs. Now, the Seahawks are in San Francisco, and they're going to be kicking off here any moment now. That is a big game. The winner will win their respective division. Of course, the Seahawks and the Buccaneers are in the NFC West. So right now the Seahawks are 13-3. The 49ers are 12-4. The Seahawks with the win, I believe, will get the NFC West crown. Now the Bucks and the Panthers are both at 8 and 9 in the NFC South. I believe the Bucks need the Falcons to win their game to still get in. I think that's the scenario. And the Falcons will host the Saints tomorrow. So that's a big game in Atlanta. As far as college basketball, a lot of games earlier tonight or this afternoon, and some were played yesterday. Let's just run down those scores, and I can do that right now for you. Okay. Finals today. Boy, a lot of teams put up some points today. Virginia, number 21, beats North Carolina State 76-61. Number 14, Alabama will beat Kentucky 89-74. Number 15, Texas Tech put up 100 points, 102 to be exact. They beat Oklahoma State 102-80. Georgia and Auburn both break the century mark. Nobody was playing defense in this ball game. 104-100. Number 23, Georgia at home with the win. Number 10, BYU 83, Kansas State 73. Number 8, Houston 67, Cincinnati 60. Number 11, Vanderbilt 83, South Carolina 71. UCF will pull off the upset against number 17, Kansas 81-65. And SMU will pull off the upset over number 12, University of North Carolina 97-83. Number 18 and number 19 did battle. Arkansas's 18, Tennessee's 19. Arkansas gets the victory 86-75. Number 6, Duke continues to win 91-87 in a tight win over Florida State. And number 1, Arizona, 97 points. Utah, 78. Number 25, Iowa, 74. UCLA, 61. And at the half, number 20, Illinois leads Penn State, 40-26. We are ready for second half action. Newcastle will start off with the basketball. Right side to Bennett. Trojans only 2 field goals in the entire first half. Wow. 18-9. That's the good news, as the Indians hasn't, been catching things on fire on their home court, but they do have the 9-point lead. It's a good thing they're not been super hot on the offensive end. You would think you score 2 field goals, you limit your team to score 2 field goals, you're probably going to be up by 15 to 20 points. Instead, you're only up 9. Newcastle showing some patience on their first offensive touch. Bennett goes to Turner. Turner into the paint area, kicks it out to Sturgis. Here's that 3 ball off the back of the rim, and the Indians have the rebound. Here's Fetz, who leads all scorers with 11 points in their first offensive touch. They throw it down low on the right block to Van Landingham. He just muscles his way right in there with that big frame. Again, I do not have any heights or measurements on the program. Trey Van Landingham, just from my eyeball look, is going about 6'3", maybe 6'4". I'd say 6'3" and easily 240 pounds. And that's probably being kind. He might go 260. Maddox Melton from the left wing, no good, and Van Landingham has the second rebound for the Indians here in the second half, and they throw it away. I didn't have the Indians with any turnovers in the second quarter. That's only their third in the ball game. Bennett on a circus shot in the paint. Showed me something there, Braylon Bennett. Difficult shot on the scale of 1 to 10. That was a 9.7. Gets his first points of the ball game. 24-11, still a 9-point lead. Van Landingham kicks it out to Swanner. Three's in the air. That's an air ball. That's an air ball. Coach Luce is talking to his players. He wants to get a certain set, so he's got Turner on the right elbow. Now he'll go to the left or the right side. He was on the left elbow. Down low to Miller. Poston Miller on that left block, and he knows what to do with it. Only a 6'1 senior, but he plays sometimes like he's a 6'3", 6'4 guard. He's not afraid to get amongst the tall timber inside. 20-13, 7-point lead Indians as we go into the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Right side to Swanner. Swanner will attack from the right side and go up and score. They just let him drive, and the help was very late getting over there. Swanner's second field goal of the contest. Back to a 9-point lead for Mississinewa, 22-13. Bennett took his eyes off the basketball, went right through his hand, but he gets it back. Miller directing traffic right side to Melton. Melton will go back to Mason. Mason now will go left side. He will drive off the glass and score. Again, Mason Miller. That 6'1" frame, but he will take you to the house, and he can score. 7-point lead for the Indians, 22-15. Under the 4-minute mark we go. Trey Van Landingham tries a circus shot, and he will end up having the ball fall on him out of bounds, so it will be Trojans basketball. That will count as a turnover. They're second in the quarter, fourth in the ball game. Bennett on the right wing, guarded by Trent Van Landingham. Bennett backs it out, guarded by Van Landingham. Gets to the top of the key and will launch off the mark and rebound Indians. Fetts forcing his way in, and they're going to call him for a travel. There was some contact. I thought they were going to offensive foul, but they said Fetts shuffled his feet. Third turnover in the quarter for the Indians. They now have 5, and Newcastle can cut this 7-point lead down to 5. A 3-ball would cut it to 4. They have never led in this ball game. Speaking of our Trojans. Turner in the paint area. Kicks it back to Bennett. Right side, it's Melton. Melton. Till Turner. Miller. High right side to Sturgis. Now Bennett's on the right wing with it. Under the 3-minute mark we go, left in this third period. Miller once again on a take. Shot up is short. Gets his own rebound, and he's too hard with that. Oh, but was he fouled? I went down to mark my stats on the rebound, and yeah, they fouled Miller. So he'll go back to the line to shoot 2. He's 3 out of 4 tonight from the charity stripe, shooting 85%. He will have 2 here to try to get this thing down to a 5-point ball game. First one is up and good. Mason Miller knows he has to step up and be one of those senior leaders and start getting points on the board for Newcastle. And he's doing it here in the third quarter. Last night in the third quarter, he went for 10. So far tonight, he's got 6. And Josh Brooks gets a warning or a tech. He's saying, what did I do? So now they're going to, he came back to tech him. He circled around the tech him, and there it is. He will tech him. He gave him a warning. Josh Brooks said something, and he circled around like he was going to tech him, and then he paused and let Josh Brooks shout out something else, and then he teched him. So technical foul on Josh Brooks, the head coach of the Indians, will send Mason Miller to the line to shoot 2. This one is up and good. 3 for 3 in the quarter is Mason. He's now 6 out of 7 in the ball game. 85% free throw shooter is up and good. 4 for 4 in the quarter. 7 out of 8 in the ball game. He's the only Trojan to shoot free throws in this ball game tonight. And just like that, Newcastle will have the ball and a chance to tie it up with a 3. A 2-point basket will cut it to a 1-point lead. I tell you, I don't know if that's Brent Patrick, Michael Grunman, or Robert Traeger. Those are the 3 men that are refereeing tonight. I just don't know which one teched up Josh Brooks, but he is giving him the eyeball like, you better sit down and be quiet or you'll be out of here. Wow. Bennett with the pumpkin. Down low to Turner. He goes up, misses the shot, and a tie-up rebound. Should have been a jump ball, but the Indians will yank it out the last second. That was a jump ball. Here's a three from the right side by Yoder. No good, and Bennett's got the rebound. Out to Sturgis. Now Melton. Had Turner open briefly, but they didn't see him on that left block. Bennett, high right side. Asked for a pick from Turner, and Matt Luce says, I want a timeout. So with 1 minute and 54 seconds left in the third quarter, Newcastle trails 22-19. Back with more Trojans basketball after this timeout.
Playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field too.
Back we are to Trojan basketball action. 1 minute, 50 seconds. Clock is ticking left in this third quarter. Miller on a take from the left side. He gets bumped by Fetz. Fetz will come over to the other official and say, hey, I got a lot of pumpkin there, but you bodied him up there, youngster. And that's going to send M&M Mason Miller back to the free throw line where he is 7 out of 8 tonight for 2 more. First one is up and good. He is 5 for 5 in this quarter. He will have 1 more to go for free throw number 6 in the quarter, number 9 in the ball game, and he will miss that one. 9 points in the quarter so far for Mason Miller. He had 10 points last night in the third quarter. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this third. Trojans down 2, Indians basketball. This is Weaver who has checked in, along with number 24, Dalen Davis for the Indians. Fetz with the pumpkin. 11 points in the first half. It hasn't scored in this third quarter. He will try a drive down the middle of the lane and get bumped. Mason Miller will commit that foul. That is his first and the team's first in the third quarter. Davis with the pumpkin. 65 seconds left in the third quarter. Fetz on a take from the right side. Both Mason and Ravion Fetz can attack the basket and be an offensive threat every time they have the ball in their hands. Back to a 4-point lead. And Elijah Turner just came out of his shoe. He quickly gets it back on. Turner on a take to the hoop. Elijah Turner gets his first field goal of the ball game with 35 seconds. Turner finally gets his first field goal. Under 20 seconds. Indians will probably go for 1 here. Josh Brooks up and signals that, and Fetz has it with 10 seconds. High left side. Now he goes back to the center court with 5. Fetz looking to penetrate, gets into the paint, pull-up shot up, no good, and Turner has that rebound for Newcastle. So at the end of the third quarter, the Trojans starting to show some life, have still yet to lead, but they're only down 2 now, 24-22. We'll take an end of the third quarter break and back with the all-important fourth and final quarter on the Nash 102.5 app, Nash FM 102.5.com, and our video stream. Type in NC Trojans Report when you visit the YouTube site. Back with the fourth quarter right after this.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are language.
We are back, Gas City, Indiana, here at Mississinewa High School. The Newcastle Trojans outscored the Indians in that quarter 13-6 to cut the lead down to 2. Here's Fetz operating in the paint. Pivot, shot up, and it's going to roll in. The circus shot did the circus roll, and Fetz and Miller are tied at 15 points each. Both teams trying to will their team to the victory tonight. 26-22. Again, the Newcastle Trojans have yet to lead in this ball game. Down 4, just underway in the all-important fourth and final period. Sturgis looks down low to Turner. He lost his footing, but he was pushed a little bit from behind by Van Landingham. Tray type. That is Van Landingham's first foul of the ball game. To make that his second, that is his second foul. The team's first here in the fourth quarter. Sturgis having trouble getting it in, just does to Miller at the 4-second count. Mason Miller, left corner. He will back it out. Guarded by Fetz now is Mason Miller as we approach the 7-minute mark of the ball game. And under the 7-minute mark we go. Miller gets a pick from Sturgis. He'll go to Turner, left wing to Melton. Maddox Melton has been extremely quiet on the offensive end tonight. He doesn't have a single point. Braylon Bennett only has 2. Of course, Newcastle as a team has only put up 22, and 15 of those 22 is Mason Miller. Fitted on a beautiful drive in the dish to Elijah Turner. Braylon Bennett. That's textbook style, driving down the lane, making that defense collapse to you and dishing it off to Turner. 2-point lead. Oh, that's a nice spin move by Van Landingham. He'll miss the layup, but he was fouled. Foul will go against Elijah Turner. That is Turner's second, the team's first here in the fourth quarter, and going to the line is number 23, Trent Van Landingham, a 57% free throw shooter. 4 out of 7. This one is up and no good. He has yet to score tonight. He averages 8.5 points a ball game. Dakota Hill also averaging just under 9 a game, has yet to score either. Van Landingham's second free throw is up and good. They did not shoot any free throws in the third quarter, and they were 1 out of 4 going into that fourth quarter. And we got a timeout by Mississinewa. We'll keep this here and take care of the best sponsors that help bring you Newcastle Trojans basketball. How about Broad Street Motors, 1556 Broad Street in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. Is your car not sounding right? Just running a little rough? Then take it to the reliable and trusted Fix-It Pros. Broad Street Motors. Broad Street Motors is where performance meets peace of mind. They can help you get your car running right by doing computer diagnostic tests, tune-ups, oil changes, brakes, shots and struts, AC repair, and heater repair. You need that heater running this time of year, right? Well, if it's acting up, take it to Broad Street Motors. 765-388-2886 is the number. And don't forget to visit McDonald's after every Trojan game, before Trojans games, or anything in between. McDonald's, 1720 South Memorial Drive in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. Tasty breakfasts, delicious burgers, and, of course, the world-famous fries are always at McDonald's. 27-24, Indians have the lead. Newcastle has the rock. Turner, top of the key. Hands off to Mason Miller. Miller, left wing to Melton. Melton will try the left baseline, almost lost it. gives it to Turner. Now Bennett, top of the key. 5:55 left in this ball game. Melton goes to Turner. Turner into the paint. Out to Sturgis. Left side to Melton. He's going to launch and be short. And that rebound will go off of Hill of the Indians, thanks to a hustle, and Turner causing some problems on that as well. So it's going to stay Trojans basketball. Sturgis inbounds to Miller. A three could tie it up. Newcastle has never led. They've been tied at 9. Miller on a take from the left side. Some contact, no call. Rebound will go down to the Indians. Here's Hill into the paint. Turnaround shot up. No good. Turner with the rebound. Melton with it. A three could again tie it up on this possession. A 2 would cut it to 1 for Newcastle. Have never had a lead at any point in time in this ball game, have the Trojans. And with under the 5-minute mark we go, 4:55, clock is ticking. Time to start doing something, and Miller will miss the three. Elijah Turner rebound and a putback. Second field goal in the quarter for Turner. Trojans trail by 1, 27-26. 4:30 left in the ball game. Fetz looking to drive. He gets cut off by his own player. Actually, Swanner got in the way there. He'll back it all the way out to midcourt area, get the defense set. Miller guarding Fetz. He'll go left side to Yoder. Now it's Swanner with it. Back to Yoder. Under the 4-minute mark we go left in this ball game. Indians working some clock with that 1-point lead. Fetz into the paint, shot up and scores. Timeout, Mississinewa with 3:50 to go in the ball game. We'll do the same. 29-26. Indians have the 3-point lead. Back with more fourth quarter action after this TO.
Especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kenneltocouch.org.
Well, it's been a hard-fought and good basketball game here in Gas City, Indiana. The Indians come in with a record of 3-7 under third-year coach Josh Brook. Newcastle comes in with a record of 3-5 under their first-year head coach at Newcastle, Matt Luce, and he's been coaching for over 24 years. They need all that experience now to try to come back and win this ball game. 29-26, Indians have the lead. Newcastle has the basketball. 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Clock is ticking left in this ball game. Still a lot of time. A lot of time on that clock. Miller on a take. Gets into the paint. Tough shot. No good. Rebound Indians. Swanner across the timeline. Guarded by Melton. Now he'll go to Yoder on the left wing. Yoder guarded by Sturgis. Now Fetz has got it, and he's a threat to drive at any moment. He's trying to drive. Willen and Dillon, and Fetz will miss it. Rebound Trojans. Nice move, just couldn't convert for Fetz. Trojans down 3. Bennett and Matt Luce wants a timeout. Full or a 30? It is a full, so we'll take a break as well. With 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in the ball game, Newcastle trails the Indians 29-26. Back with more of this exciting fourth quarter after this timeout.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory is going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Back here in Gas City, Indiana, Newcastle will come out of their timeout down 3. Let's see what head coach Matt Luce has this team doing out of this timeout. Right side, they go to Melton. Melton, top of the key to Turner. Now Miller, high left wing area, trying to drive, gets cut off. Miller, crossover dribble, gets double teamed, kicks it to Bennett. Bennett now on a take, back to Miller. 3 is off the mark, and rebound Indians. Miller didn't quite have his feet set there. Here's a nice pass. That's going to be a layup blown by Van Landingham. Newcastle with the rebound. And then Bennett's 3 off the mark, no good, and it will carry him out of bounds to be Indians basketball. Newcastle dodged a bullet there. That last fast break opportunity by the Indians, Van Landingham just missed the layup. They should be up 5, but instead they're only up 3 with the basketball as we are approaching the 2-minute mark left in this ball game. And we're under that 2-minute right now. Clock is ticking, 1:55. Van Landingham into the paint. Left corner to Hill. He'll drive the left baseline, get cut off. Almost walks with it, and now Swanner's got it. Out to Fetz. Here's the guy you got to be ready to double team. He will take before the shot. He was fouled on the floor. Trojans have got to be ready for his driving ability because he is special. That is Mason's second foul. Lucas Eaton will check in for Elijah Turner. 1:41 left in the ball game. Trojans down 3. Yoder with it to Hill. Double teamed up top is Hill, and Melton comes over and almost knocks it off the body of Fetz, but it will stay Mississinewa basketball. 1:33 left in the ball game. Indians up 3. 1 possession game. Still a lot of time. Here's Fetz on a take from the left baseline. Gets cut off inside the Hill, and Josh Brooks asks for a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll keep this full timeout here. Take care of our good sponsors like McDonald's. McDonald's wants to thank you, the Newcastle community, for your unwavering support during the road construction on Memorial Drive. We deeply appreciate your patience and loyalty. McDonald's could not be happier to be a part of this wonderful community. We are thrilled to cheer on the Newcastle Trojan student athletes, standing by your side as you aim for victory. Here's to a bright future together in Newcastle. Let's go, Trojans. Ultra Dry is located at 209 West Main Street in Mount Summit, Indiana. They can help you with smoke and soot removal. Fire damage happening to your home? Call Ultra Dry. Water damage restoration needed? Call Ultra Dry. They can be reached at 765-836-5005. So the Trojans are out on the court. The Indians using all of their seconds in their timeout. Josh Brooks gives his final instructions. Indians basketball up 3, 1:27 left in the ball game. They're having trouble getting it in. Oh, that should have been a 5-second count. Instead, they get it to Van Landingham. He attempts to drive and gets a reach-in foul on Mason Miller. That is Mason's third, and the team's third. Here is Hill with it. Over to Yoder. Now Swanner's got it, and he'll be fouled in the right corner by Bennett. That will be Braylon Bennett's second foul. That is the team's fourth. So any more fouls by the Newcastle Trojans will send the Indians to the line to shoot free throws. And if you can, you'd want to foul number 20, Yoder, or 24, Davis. Here down low, the Indians will throw it away. They had Yoder camping out on that right block, went right through his hands off him and goes out of bounds. That is their first turnover in the quarter, sixth in the ball game. Turner will check in for Newcastle. Lucas Eaton will check out. We've got 60 seconds left in the ball game. Trojans down 3. Turner, left wing to Miller. Now top of the key to Sturgis. Right side, it's Bennett. 45 seconds left in the ball game. Newcastle showing some patience, but you're down 3. A lot of time. Here's Melton on the take. He gives it to Sturgis. Three's in the air, just short. Rebound Indians. Nice look by Sturgis. Came up just short. They foul number 24, Dalen Davis. And folks, he hasn't shot a free throw this year. He has not shot a free throw this year. Nothing like sending the guy that hadn't shot a free throw to the line. A lot of pressure on him. He's got 2 free throws, and the first one is off the mark. Indians are 1 out of 2 in the quarter and 1 out of 7 in the ball game. They will have one more, and this one is no good. Miller gets the rebound, and Matt Lou says, I want a timeout to draw up something with 32.3 seconds left in the ball game. So again, the Indians, they shot 1 out of 2 free throws in the first quarter, 0 for 2 in the second quarter. They didn't shoot a free throw in the third, and they're 1 out of 4 in the fourth quarter so far. So they are 2 out of 8 for the ball game. Newcastle was 2 for 2 in the opening quarter, 1 out of 2 in the second quarter, and then 5 out of 6 in the third quarter. So a total of 8 out of 10, and they've all 10 free throws have been shot by Mason Miller. And you can see why he shoots 85%. I mean, the 8 out of 10, he's pretty much there. But the all-important stat is the Newcastle Trojans are trailing by 3, 29-26, with 32.3 seconds left in this ball game. Each team has scored 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. The Indians, though, have hit 1 free throw, 1 out of 4 from the charity stripe. Newcastle has yet to go to the charity stripe in the fourth quarter. So here we go, down 3, Mason Miller across the timeline. Top of the key to Bennett. Bennett, right side to Sturgis. Out to Miller. Miller with 20 seconds. Goes to the right side. He will go underneath the basket. Here's Bennett for a 3 to tie it up. Off the mark. Indians will fight for the rebound. And Maddox Melton had the rebound. And what is he calling? Melton out-hustled the Indian player for the rebound. He's going to get called for the foul. Bennett had a nice look, could not convert that 3, and with 10.8 seconds left, the official called Melton for a foul when he got the loose ball rebound. Now they don't even know who's supposed to be shooting the free throws. They're going to send Fetch to the line. They're trying to figure out who's shooting the free throws. The referees are going to talk. They lost track. I believe it was supposed to be 24. Well, I cannot wait to play this at home tonight. For you people at home, you can rewind right now and see who was the player that Melton supposedly fouled, first of all. He out-hustled the Indian for the rebound. From my angle, it looked like he just out-hustled everybody. Both players were going for the loose ball. They did kind of bump into each other, but to single out Melton as a foul, I did not agree with. So right now, I think they're going to keep Fetz at the line. Looks like Matt Luce is losing this argument the way his body reaction is right in front of me. So Fetz, who does shoot 79% on the year, 11 out of 14, is the team's, well, arguably the team's best free throw shooter. They do have a player in Quentin Swanner who's 4 for 4, but not a lot of attempts, so he's been perfect. But Fetz, 11 out of 14 coming into tonight's ball game. He's 1 out of 2 tonight, and Matt Luce is saying, you sure you got the right guy? So Fetz, big free throw here. First one is up and good. That is huge. 4-point lead. 2-possession ball game. Even if he makes this, it will stay 2 possession. His second one is good. He goes 2 for 2. 5-point lead. Newcastle cannot waste time. Miller quickly down the court. He gets bumped. And no foul. 7.8 seconds. Miller, double, triple teamed, and jump ball. Alternating arrow will keep it with Newcastle. 3.3 seconds left. And it looks like the Trojans will. Oh, Miller shot up, no good, and the next shot is rejected, and that's how the game will end. At the end of the game, the Newcastle Trojans will fall 31-26 in what was a hard-fought game here tonight in Gas City, Indiana, by two teams that really did some good things on the defensive end. Both teams played an excellent basketball game. In fact, if you'd have told head coach Matt Luce, you're going to come to Gas City, Indiana, and hold the Indians to 31 points, I'm sure he would have took that and said yes, and we'll probably win by 10 points or more. But instead, the Indians hold Newcastle to 26 points. And Coach Luce and one of the assistant coach for Mississinewa was not happy there at the end of the ball game. But nonetheless, the Newcastle Trojans will fall to 3-6 now, losing to the Mississinewa Indians. The Indians will improve to 4-7. Final score is 31-26. Let's take our end of the game timeout. End of the game timeout. We'll gather up some stats and come back with our post-game show. You have been listening to Newcastle Trojans basketball on our streaming video on YouTube on the NC Trojans Report, and also on our streaming radio broadcast at the Nash 102.5 app, NashFM1025.com. Back with our postgame show right after this.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
A tree can be a warrior, battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees, millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do play and laugh. So do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing. I love you always, Mom. Inspire kids to do at 4h.org.
And we welcome you back to Mississinewa High School here in Gas City, Indiana. Lorenzo Pettiford join you for our post-game show. Glad to have you tune in for our post-game show. What a hard-fought game it was here tonight in Gas City, Indiana. Both teams came in and played some excellent defense throughout the ball game by both teams. Final score 31-26. That kind of tells you what a defensive battle it was here tonight here at Mississinewa High School. Just going now to our stat sheet here to give you the numbers. We'll start off with, first of all, the victorious Indians, who improved from 3-7. They're now 4-7 on the season. They were led in scoring by Ravion Fetz, the talented sophomore, who averages 15 points a ball game. He ends up with 19 and making 2 clutch free throws in the all-important fourth quarter, did Ravion. After going 1 out of 2 in the opening quarter, he'll finish 3 out of 4 from the free throw line and 19 big points. He had 19 of their 31 points. Seth Yoder had a field goal in the second quarter. He had 2. Trent Van Landingham, number 23, the sophomore, was 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. That was his only points. Quentin Squanner had a field goal in the second quarter and the third quarter. He'll finish with 4 points. And knocking down their only 3 ball of tonight was Dalen Davis, number 24. He hit that 3 in the second quarter. Trey Van Landingham had 1 field goal in the third quarter. He'll finish with 2. As a team, they were 3 out of 6 from the free throw line, and those all-important 2 free throws by Ravion Fetz to seal the deal for the Indians were important. The Indians on my card only had 6 turnovers. I might have missed 1 or 2, and 20 rebounds. For our Newcastle Trojans, once again, Mason Miller leads the team in scoring. He had 6 points at the half. For the second game in a row, he came out in the second quarter and really sparked them offensively. In the second quarter, he scored 9 points. Last night, he had 10 points in the third quarter. Tonight, he has 9 points. But after that, Mason Miller didn't score again. So that was another key factor to him being shut out in the all-important fourth quarter. In fact, the only Trojan to score in the fourth quarter was Elijah Turner. He had 2 field goals, and he finishes the game with 6 points. Braylon Bennett, his only basket tonight came in the second quarter, and it was a 2. Ryan Sturgis, normally a big-time 3-ball shooter for the Newcastle Trojans, he hit 1 trifecta in the second quarter, and that was it for him. Maddox Melton, also another good outside shooter for Newcastle, the 5'9 sophomore, did not score tonight. And that was another reason why Newcastle came up a few points short. So 15 for Miller, 2 for Bennett, 6 for Elijah Turner, and 3 for Sturgis, and that was it. All the free throws tonight shot by Newcastle was by Mason Miller. He went 8 out of 10 from the charity stripe. Newcastle, for the second game in a row, if you'd have told me Newcastle's going to hold Mississinewa to 31 points and only turn it over 5 times tonight, I would have told you Newcastle would have won by 15 or 20 points or more. But they do hold Mississinewa with 31. They only turn it over 5 times, and they still lose by 5 points, 31-26. The Trojans did out-rebound the Indians by 1, 21-20. So a very, very tough road loss here in Gas City, Indiana for our Newcastle Trojans. They're now 3-6, and they'll start getting ready for another doubleheader weekend, which will have Newcastle traveling to Richmond to take on the Red Devils. Then they'll come home on Saturday. That game will be on Friday night at Richmond. Then they'll come home Saturday night to take on the Spartans of Connersville. So 2 very tough teams coming up for our Newcastle Trojans in a week. By the way, the next girls game, we got a makeup game this Monday night, as the Centerville game against the Lady Trojans that was postponed due to weather way back before the holiday break has been made up. It's going to happen this Monday night. So that will be our next broadcast, the Lady Trojans taking on Centerville to this Monday night. We'll start our pregame show roughly around 7 o'clock, and tip-off will be at 7:30. So varsity assistant coach Jason Williams, we're going to hang on just a little bit longer to see if he makes it out to join us in our post-game show. And maybe we might even get a surprise from head coach Matt Luce, who joined us last night in our post-game show. And while we're doing that, we'll quickly go to the phone here and check some other scores that were going on. The Purdue Boilermakers, ranked number 5 in the nation in college basketball. They've got a tough Big Ten matchup in Wisconsin tonight. And just a few seconds left in the first half. I think 3 seconds left in the first half. Purdue's up 7, 43 to 36. Also playing tonight, as far as ranked teams, number 22, Florida, just underway. 11 minutes to play in the first half. 22 to 14, Florida with that lead over Missouri. In the second half, 5 minutes to play. Number 20, Illinois, is got a comfortable lead over Penn State, 62 to 49. Number 1, Arizona won earlier today against Utah, 97 to 78. The Duke Blue Devils continue to win. They're number 6 in the nation, 91-87 win over Florida State. Number 18, Arkansas beats number 19, Tennessee, 86 to 75. University of North Carolina ranked number 12, but they'll be dropping because they lose to unranked SMU. 97 points was put up by SMU at home against North Carolina. A couple teams that were in the century mark, Auburn and Georgia did battle today. Number 23, Georgia at home beats Auburn 104 to 100. Unlike tonight's high school game, not a lot of defense played in that Georgia-Auburn game, 104 to 100 as Georgia gets the win there. Now, there were 2 big games in the NFL tonight, and the Buccaneers beat the Carolina Panthers, and the other game is going on now. My phone can get going here. Here we go. That final score between the Buccaneers and the Panthers was 16 to 14. Buccaneers get that victory. I think they still need some help from the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, for the Buccaneers to advance and go into the playoffs. The other big game is on the West Coast tonight. Seattle is in San Francisco. Seattle in the second quarter, 9 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Seattle leads San Francisco 7-0. Now, as far as the final games heading into tomorrow's action, the Colts will be at the Texans. Big game for the Texans, not so much for our Colts because we're out of the playoffs. The Browns are at the Bengals. No, not a factor there for either team. The Saints are at the Falcons. Big game for the Buccaneers. They need the Falcons to take care of the Saints, I believe. Packers are at the Vikings. Titans are at the Jaguars. That's a big game for Jacksonville because the Texans are trying to sneak in ahead of them. Cowboys are at the Giants. That game's not important. The Cardinals are at the Rams. Big game for the Rams. The Chiefs and the Raiders, not a factor in anything. And the Commanders are at the Eagles. Eagles have already clinched. Dolphins are at the Patriots. Big game for the Patriots. Lions are at the Bears. Good big game for the Chicago Bears tomorrow at 4:25. The Chargers are at the Broncos. Broncos want to secure that game. And the Jets are going to be in Buffalo to take on the Bills. And the big game to wrap up the regular season, Sunday night football, 8:20 kickoff. The Ravens in Pittsburgh to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. That should be a great final regular season game. So that's a quick look at the NFL. Again, we were hanging around to see if Jason Williams was going to join us in our post-game show. But Newcastle put up a good fight here on the road at Mississinewa High School. Again, a defensive performance by both teams as the Indians will win 31-26. Newcastle drops to 3-6. The Indians improve to 4-7. Our next boys varsity broadcast will be Friday night at Richmond High School as the Trojans will take on the Red Devils. Then they'll come home Saturday night to take on the Spartans of Connersville. Now, the Lady Trojans will be back in action this Monday, and they'll take on Centerville, the makeup game that was rescheduled due to Mother Nature a few weeks ago. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here at Mississinewa High School. Lorenzo Pettiford, and I got to thank the good camera performance by Dwayne James. I tell you, you and Ryan do such a good job for me. So, Ryan, you heal up, get better. We're all praying that you're going to be better to come back and join the broadcast team. But your father stepped in and did a good job. So, thank you so much, Dwayne. For a final time here in Gas City, Indiana, the Trojans lose 31-26. We'll talk to you this Monday night for Lady Trojans basketball at the Fieldhouse.